Today we're making classic French Crêpes Suzette. This is a French dessert that features homemade crepes, a caramelised orange sauce that's flambéed with orange liqueur, and a scoop of ice cream. This dish is perfect for Pancake Day, and I'll be showing you how to make everything from scratch. First up, we're going to make the crepe batter. So we're going to add 130 grams of plain flour into a mixing bowl, along with 15 grams of caster sugar, 25 grams of melted unsalted butter, 280 grams of whole milk, and 2 large eggs. Plus a good pinch of table salt. Next we're going to use a stick blender to blend the batter for around 30 seconds until it's smooth and combined. You could also do this in a jug blender or whisk it by hand. I find that using a blender makes a smoother batter though. So once the crepe batter has been blended, I like to give the bowl a quick scrape down with a rubber spatula and then give it one final blend just to make sure that everything's combined. Next we're going to pass the batter through a sieve into a bowl, then let it rest for around 15 minutes. You can make this batter the day before and then rest it in the fridge overnight, but you'd want to season it with salt just before using. Whilst the crepe batter is resting, we can prep the ingredients for the caramelised orange sauce. So you're going to need 60 ml of Cointreau or Grand Marnier, and we're going to add the zest of 1 orange into the liqueur. Then we'll set this mix aside for now, as we'll be adding into the sauce at the very end. Next we're going to use a sharp knife to trim the peel of 2 large oranges, and then we're going to cut them into segments. We'll be using this to finish the sauce, and the best way to do it is to cut the top and bottom off the orange, and then follow the natural curve of the fruit to trim off the peel. Then to cut the orange into segments, you simply cut between the white membrane. If there's any white pith left on the orange segments, it's best to trim it off now as well. Then once both oranges are segmented, we're going to set them aside for now. Right, so the next job is to cook the crepes. To do this, we're going to place a 10-inch frying pan over a medium heat, then once it's hot, we're going to grease it with a small amount of butter. Next, we're going to add a small ladleful of the batter into the pan, then tilt it around so that the batter completely covers the bottom of the pan in a thin, even layer. For a pan this size, you'll need around 4 tablespoons of crepe batter. Once the batter's in the pan, we're going to let it cook for around 30 to 40 seconds until the bottom is lightly browned and the top looks dry. Then we're going to flip the crepe over with a spatula and let it cook for another 30 seconds. I like to run a small palette knife around the edge of the crepe just to make sure that it's completely free from the pan. You'll know when the other side's done because it'll be golden brown as well. Then once the crepes are cooked, we're going to stack them up on a plate and keep them warm whilst we make the sauce. It's not the end of the world if they don't stay super hot though, because the sauce will reheat them. So this recipe makes around 9 pancakes, and you just need to keep cooking them one at a time until you've used all the batter up. And if you ever get any holes in the top of your crepe, just use a small amount of batter to patch out. Just for a visual reference, this is the sort of colour that you're looking for on the underside of the crepe. And and this is how much batter you need to add into the pan. So once you've cooked all your crepes, we can get on with the caramelised orange sauce. So we're going to add 100 grams of diced unsalted butter and 175 grams of caster sugar into a large frying pan. I use the same pan that I cooked the crepes in, but I gave it a quick wipe out. So now we need to cook the butter and sugar over a medium heat until it turns a deep golden brown. And once the butter's melted, it's best to keep the stirring to a minimum, just to stop the sugar from crystallising. And once the butter's melted, the mix will take around 3 to 4 minutes to caramelise. So for the next step, you're going to need 160 ml of fresh orange juice and 40 ml of lemon juice. You also need the 60 ml of liqueur from earlier. So once your butter and sugar is a deep golden brown like this, you're ready to move on to the next step. So we're going to whisk in both the lemon and orange juice. The mix will start to bubble and steam quite a lot when you add this in, so do this carefully. Then once the juice and caramel have all mixed together, we're going to let the sauce reduce for 2 to 3 minutes until it's thick and syrupy. An occasional stir is best at this stage. So once our sauce is reduced, we're going to add in the liqueur and the orange zest. Then we can cook it for another 2 minutes just to cook the alcohol off, or if you've got a lighter handy, you can flambe the sauce. You'll need to do this really carefully, and to do it, tilt the pan away from you and then use a lighter to set the alcohol on fire. Then just keep cooking the sauce until the flames have died down, and then take the pan off the heat. And that's the caramelised orange sauce good to go. Then it's time to serve whilst the sauce is still hot. So for this dish, we're going to be using the orange sauce to glaze each crepe. To do this, you lay a crepe in the sauce, and then fold it in half, and then half again to form a triangle. I find that it's best to use a spoon to do this. You can also base the top of each crepe with sauce as well. I like to glaze 2 or 3 crepes at a time. Then it's just a case of transferring them to a plate. To finish, I'm going to spoon over a little bit more sauce. then some of the orange segments from earlier, and a scoop or two of vanilla ice cream. And that's how you make a classic French crêpe Suzette, completely from scratch. This recipe will make enough crepes and sauce for 3 to 4 people. And if you'd like the full written recipe, head over to my blog, saltbuttersmoke.com. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another recipe.